Okay, so it's interesting because it comes on the heels of the election the other night, and back with us today, CEO of Latino Wall Street, Tony Delgado, who we spoke to yesterday about some of, whether they were warning signs for Republicans, like what's going on in New Jersey, some of those counties. And now I just thought this poll comes out with the pessimism in the community, adding to that. What would you say?
Yeah, I mean, I think the climate, the political climate, with the increased ICE raids and some of the optics on social media, I think it does look bad. I'll give you an example just from my own experience as a Latino Republican who campaigned for Trump, who was part of the Latinos for Trump coalition. Just this past weekend, we went to Disney World with my family, and my father-in-law showed me his American passport and said, "Hey, I'm bringing my American passport." He's 75 years old, right? A naturalized American citizen who loves this country. And he was bringing his U.S. passport just in case, because the optics on the ICE raids have been so bad. So I definitely think it is hurting the Republicans.
Like there was this story, we did it yesterday on the show, and then ICE had a statement on it, where there was like a arrest, and there was video at a daycare center. You see this woman getting dragged out of the daycare center. What ICE said happened is that they pursued the vehicle, and then the person who was a female and a female passenger, they fled from the vehicle and they barricaded themselves in, right? And other people said, no, that's not what happened, and there were people crying and everything. But to your point, there was video, people crying on the sidewalk, right by the daycare center, and now you have this issue, which to your point, and you're saying as a Republican, you acknowledge this is a problem for the party.
Yeah, so I'm here at Mar-a-Lago right now. I just spoke at the CPAC convention, and I had the opportunity to speak to Secretary Nomes about this issue. And one of the things that she told me that I didn't even know is that this administration is actually naturalizing more American citizens, new legal American citizens, than the previous administration. But that's a stat and a statistic that you don't see. And then to your point, right, these clips go viral on social media. You don't really see how the clip started, right? You don't see that the person fled from the police. You just see the 5 to 10 seconds after they were apprehended, where possibly they're resisting arrest, right? So I definitely think that there's an optics problem. If I had advice to give to the president, I say, why not invite all these new American citizens who are becoming naturalized in this administration? Why not invite them to the White House and actually show that, listen, we're not anti-immigration, we're anti-illegal immigration?
Well, he went on 60 Minutes, and they said to him, "You think some of this is going too far?" And he said he didn't think it's going far enough.
Well, yeah, but he's also made other mixed statements, speaking about hospitality and agriculture and saying, hey, listen, we don't want to attack businesses who are relying on some of this immigrant labor, right? So I think a lot of his constituents, also a lot of business and entrepreneurial people that are part of his coalitions, are knocking on the door of the president saying, hey, listen, I own farms, I own hospitals, business in the hospitality industry. I don't want my people being harassed. So I know that behind closed doors, those messages are being sent up the ladder to the White House.
Okay, Tony, thanks for coming back again. Tony Delgado with us.